Ever since he was a boy, Edward Koza has known the value of hard work. Coming of age in the Great Depression, putting in a full day of work was not just a job, it was necessary to put food on the table. So it's no surprise that Ed brought his children up the same way. And it's the same reason why, at the age of 92, Ed still helps out on the farm that his father started in Potter County back in 1926. Throughout his career, Ed worked to improve agriculture, both in his hometown and throughout the state. His years of service have earned him the honor of receiving Pennsylvania Farm Bureau's 2014 Distinguished Service to Agriculture Award. Farmers from his area of the state view Koza with legendary status.
From the time I was a little guy, Ed Koza was a name that you heard in circles all around agriculture. And I just probably in the last 20 years got to know Ed good, probably in the last 10 very good, and call him a friend of mine. And he's been a mover and a shaker in Northern Tier agriculture.
Ed has been at the forefront of adapting technology and new practices that make farms more efficient and better stewards of the environment. Ed served for 30 years as a director of the Potter County Conservation District, the first of its kind in the state. He also played a key role in developing agricultural security areas in Potter County and chaired the county's Farmland Preservation Board. On the farm, Ed was a trendsetter in the region, becoming the first dairy farmer in his county to install a bulk tank.
I think it was a 20-cent bonus if you put in a bulk tank. And at that time, that paid for the tank. And I was criticized by dairy farmers around the country here for doing that. But as it turned out, look what happened.
Ed's involvement in agriculture has always extended beyond the borders of his farm. As a young man, Ed worked his way to become a board director for a local bank. He was instrumental in organizing the Progress Through Communication picnic that brought agriculture leaders to tour Potter County farms, an event that was held annually for the past 30 years. Ed also has given his time to Farm Bureau, serving on the State Board of Directors for 8 years and on the Executive Committee for 4. It's part of his philosophy that you should be active in the industry.
Well, when you're part of an organization, you ought to be part of it. Not just your money, but you too.
Ed's farm has grown from 100 acres of crops and a small dairy to 2,800 acres of owned and rented ground that continues to grow corn, soybeans, hay, and wheat, along with sweet corn and green beans. Ed and his late wife Helen had the joy of seeing their 3 children take over responsibility of the family farm. But that doesn't mean Ed has retired.
Well, unfortunately, my father never had hobbies. So his hobby was basically keeping us boys busy. And so he wants to work. We did a lot of hay. He does, he'll run the tedder, does some raking, spreads most of the lime, and that's with a truck with a GPS in it.
That's Ed's son, Kurt Koza, who continues to marvel over his father's work ethic and also the changes his father has seen during his career in agriculture.
He went from horses to now, we got one tractor with auto steer. We got GPS in the lime truck. That's just incredible.
While the rigors of farming have meant hours of hard work and sometimes financial sacrifice, Ed said he's enjoyed a life dedicated to agriculture.
I haven't regretted it. Didn't have all the fancy things that I should have had, maybe, but I missed out on going to college because of lack of money. But I think I've done fairly well.